What's up, everybody? Stando TV here with the news you care about, and I know I'm still on break, but I forgot that the PlayStation conference was going to happen while I was on break. I'm still having a good time on my break, and I wasn't planning on uploading any videos this week, but of course, PlayStation conference happened. We got a new PlayStation 4 Pro announced and a new PlayStation 4 Slim announced, and I felt like I needed to address that. So, enjoy the gameplay footage while we talk a little bit about PlayStation. Now, since PlayStation had its conference every day, everybody has been preaching doom and gloom for PlayStation. And I think that's a little bit premature, don't you think? Because I think the PlayStation 4 Pro, no matter what, it's going to sell well. PlayStation 4 has been a good brand for Sony, sold millions of copies. There's tons of games out there, and I think it will be okay. Now, hear me out. Back when E3 happened earlier this year, Xbox announced two consoles, the Xbox One S and the Xbox One Scorpio. Let's talk about the Xbox One S. The Xbox One S, starting at $400, has a 500 gigabyte hard drive, it has a Blu-ray 4K player, and it streams 4K media, but it doesn't upscale the game footage or anything else to 4K. It's just Netflix and the Blu-ray player. $400, 500 gigabyte hard drive. Now, it does have HDR, but HDR, high dynamic range, is still new technology. Not a lot of TVs put that out. Now, let's talk about the PlayStation 4 Pro, not the PlayStation 4 Slim, the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, I believe that this was designed specifically to compete with the Xbox One S. Hear me out, guys. This is going to stream your media at 4K, and it's going to up-res the video game footage that you see on your screen up to 4K, and it's going to have HDR, high dynamic range also. However, it's going to have a 1 terabyte hard drive instead of a Blu-ray 4K player. Again, the same price point as the Xbox One S. So that being said, the PlayStation 4 Pro is still more powerful than the Xbox One S. Hell, the PlayStation 4 Slim that got announced, even though it has no 4K output, as far as playing the games, it's still stronger than the Xbox One S, and it's $100 cheaper. You're just not getting the 4K output. So I think Sony's plan was clear. Replace our current PlayStation 4 model with the PlayStation 4 Slim, get it $100 cheaper, and then offer the 4K output with a 500 gig more on the hard drive for an extra $100. That much is clear. That's what they're doing. This was specifically designed to go head to head with the Xbox One S, and I think the PlayStation 4 Pro is a better product than the Xbox One S, even though it doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray player. And here's why I say that: because Sony is following technological trends. Okay, they understand that people are downloading more movies, they're streaming more Netflix and other, Hulu, Amazon Prime, what have you. And less people are actually buying Blu-rays and DVDs. So they bit the bullet a little bit there and said, we'll give you more storage space to store your movies and games. And that makes sense. Whereas the PlayStation 4 Pro is actually playing your games in a 4K resolution. Not natively, but it is putting out game images in a 4K format. Whereas the Xbox One S is not doing that. And I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are thinking, why buy either one of them when the Xbox One Scorpio is right around the corner? Hold up. The Xbox One Scorpio, even though both sides have said, we don't really believe in generations of consoles anymore. We believe more in ecosystems and iterations of console. And while I believe that to be true, Microsoft has said that more than Sony. What Microsoft did with the Xbox Scorpio is they came out and pretty much said, you know what, guys, we lost. We lost this console race. We've blown it. So what we need to do is move the goalpost closer to us so we can score next time. And by putting out, a much more giant leap in console hardware. And I truly believe that, because the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, neither one was a huge jump from the PS3 or the Xbox 360. This was more of a minor jump. It was more of a jump for PlayStation, getting away from cell processor and heading toward x86 hardware. But other than that, guys, significantly, it wasn't that much of a jump, and that's why I think that PlayStation is playing its cards close to the vest, and you may be hearing about a new PlayStation console that will be released in 2018, which would put that out at I believe that's 5 years. Yeah, 5 years, which is about a year shorter than normal life cycles of consoles. So having it 2018, that's not too far of a stretch. Hell, even Q1 2019 wouldn't be that far of a stretch. So I think that PlayStation could come out and say, okay, now we got to compete. We competed well with the Xbox One S. Now we got to compete with this Xbox One Scorpio that came out in 2017. What are we going to do? Let's make a new console generation. Let's put out the PS5. Let's put out the PlayStation 5. I don't think that's too ridiculous to think. To, jump let Xbox One or the Xbox brand take the first step in the next console cycle, because that way Sony gets to go second. And we always have seen what happens when Sony goes second. They do nothing but benefit. When Xbox announced Xbox One, they went first, Sony went second. Huge. Then, for example, well, finding out that the Xbox One was $500 and the PlayStation 4 was going to be $400 a few E3s ago, that was big. PlayStation did nothing but benefit from going second, and I think that they're going to do the same thing here. I truly believe that. So I think that the PlayStation 4 Pro is going to be a good product. It's going to sell well. It wasn't meant to compete with the Xbox Scorpio. You can't believe all the rumors you hear on the net. This was meant to go up against the Xbox One S. See where I'm going, guys? The Xbox One Scorpio is the next leap. It is the next generation, whether Xbox wants to admit that it's the next generation or not. It is the next generation, and I think Sony isn't going to be too far behind when they announce a PlayStation 5 or their next iteration of PlayStation 4, whatever they decide to call that. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. These are just my opinions. I could be wrong, but a little bit of foresight, I see it coming. I truly do, guys. I hope my prediction is right on this one, just like it was on some of the past PlayStation Orbis turning into PlayStation 4 predictions way back when. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know that you appreciate what we're doing here on the internet. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button while you're down there. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. And remember that I love your face. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.